What is going on, geeks? Unite the Clans here, back in yo life with another building tutorial. Today we're going to be building this. It is a stone and adobe house, and based on a request from one of you guys, I included a place to park this, the Tapejara, one of my favorite flyers, probably my favorite flyer in the whole dang game. And I made a little nest for it up here, and then if we get in there, it's a little hard to do, and descend. Perfect. Yes, so we are going to build this, and we're going to build it together. So now that I am off of this thing, actually let me get back on it for a sec, and we'll climb over here. There we go, that should do the trick. And I'm going to show you guys this place. This space up there is just big enough for your Tapejara. So keep that in mind. You're going to have a hatch at the bottom with a ladder that leads you onto this, a main floor. And this main floor has enough adobe that it will totally insulate you from the superheat, whatever. And then you've got a basement. Now, I'll warn you, this basement area is hot. And it gets hot because there's a lot of stone, and stone is not adobe. So you can see you get a lot hotter down here. So I'd use this for storage or whatever. If you don't have to be down here all the time, probably for the best. So incorporating stone into any Scorched Earth build means your place is going to get hot. So keep that in mind. But doing it the way we did it here gives you a totally livable area. It gives you a cool nest for your Tapejara up there. So let's do this. Let's build this thing together, and we're going to start right over here. Oh, my man Arahli's on the server. This is my server, by the way, guys. Not too many other people kick around here, but Arahli is one of the few. So I am going to get started on this tutorial. So what you're going to need for step one, actually, let's go ahead and have a look in this chest. Now, I've been trying to do this for you guys lately. Have a look. This is everything you are going to need for this build. And I think you can see it in this top section right here. Actually, never mind. That is incorrect. Those are extras. Alright guys, back up here, climbing into the Tapejara nest, if I can, or just accessing the Tapejara's inventory. This is everything you are going to need for this build, so have a look. 20 pillars, 4 fence foundations, 16 stone foundations. I'll let you read the rest. Pause or take a screenshot as need be, guys. Let's do this thing. So, to get started, we're going to head back out here into the desert, where it's quite hot. And don't worry, I'm geared up for it. We're looking good. So, start off with your stone fence or your stone foundations, and this is the most important part, guys. You're gonna want a spot that lets you build what is it? Alright, you're gonna want a spot that lets you build a 2x8, I think it is, platform. So we are gonna go ahead, and this is our first little pod of 4, and just so you keep track, there's one space in between, another pod of 4. And this one is the most important one. This is where we're going to start the building with that Tapejara nest, another little space between, and then another little 2. So keep this in mind, guys. If you want, you can replace the single ones with thatch for the time being, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete them. I wanted everything on the same foundation, but I'm going to get rid of this in the process. So what you're going to end up with is 3 2x2 foundations with a foundation space in between each of them. So let's have a look at that. That is, oh, get your face out of here. That is what you're looking at right now, guys. And I will come back with the next step. And here we are, guys. This part is actually going to look familiar to you. It's going to feel a lot like my Mediterranean row house build guide, which was like a really bright, colorful adobe street. I built it actually over by that obelisk right there. So I want you to have a look. We're going to start with stone walls. On top of that, we're going to build adobe window frames. Once that's done, I need you to climb in here, grab a couple ceilings, and you're going to build off this. Now the key for this build is putting these ceilings in now. What we're going to end up doing is actually flipping the texture on these adobe windows. So you go up, and for me it's Q, I think E is the default, and you flip it so we get the backwards, the inside texture that looks like that. So that's what we're going to want to end up with. But if you do that, you end up with different snap points for your ceilings. So go ahead and do that, and then we're going to build up 2 more. And then you are going to place off of that your gate frame. So this is the giant trapdoor And it may be tough. You guys may have to ladder up there to get up there. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Give me a sec. I'll grab some ladders. We'll climb up. Alright guys, go ahead and pop a ladder up there, and this should help you get the positioning if you're building this in survival and not in creative where you can fly. So go ahead and put this thing right up here. Now this is essential that you do it this way. Whatever wall this thing snaps to is where the hinge of your door is gonna go. So if you want these doors to open along the length of the build, you're going to want to snap them to a wall on this side or on this side. If you'd like the doors to open the other way, the opposite of what I have up there, you're going to want to make sure you build off of this side, which is why I deleted these foundations. So it's up to you guys, whichever way you want the door. I like it running the length of the build, so that's what we're looking at. That does it actually, guys, for step 2. Have a look. Let's move on to step 3. Alright, we are back, guys, for step 3. I think you need window frames, you need solid walls, Adobe window frames and solid walls, and you're going to want a couple of foundations. So with the foundations, go ahead and fill in these spaces. The way we built it, it wasn't actually necessary to remove these, but if you did want your gate frame facing the other way, that's what I would recommend. So once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and put walls on this section, because this section sticks out up there. So go ahead and put walls up here. Whoops, actually that's a weird snap point. So start on the bottom where it's going to snap to these ceilings, and then go ahead once you've done that and replace these. So I'm going to have to climb my way up there and break this one down. I'll figure it out once we've got a little more built, but that piece is obviously extra. So do that on this side and do it on this side as well. So I'll try and do it right the second time round. Let's go ahead and grab our walls. Starts by snapping to your ceiling, snapping to your ceiling here, and then going up from there. Okay, now once that is done, it's time to flip all these window frames. So once we've got everything built off of them, we're good. It doesn't matter that we put them inside out. So go ahead, place it, hit the flip key, and do that. And you're going to want to do this for all 6 of these until you have a face that looks roughly like this, if I can do it. Oops. I put a wall in the wrong spot. Boom. Whoops, did it again. Idiot. Okay, like that. Perfect. So that's what we're looking at after step 2, guys. Walls on that side. Once you have done that, you're actually going to want to grab your stone walls again, and we're going to build a second side on this. So start by facing the foundation at your feet. Get off here. And go ahead and put that up, and then from there you can go ahead and put in window frames, and you can just flip them right off the bat. You don't need to do them one way and then flip them the other for this process, because nothing is going to snap off those. So that's what we've got. I'm going to fill in this space here as well until we get to the end. Whoops, keep picking the right dang thing, idiot. And I will come back with you guys for the next step. Alright, that piece, guys, is going to drive me nuts. I can't reach up there. So if you were me, you'd want to do this. Go ahead and put a ladder on there if you can find a spot that looks like, boom, like that. And can I climb you? Okay, perfect. So we'll get up there, we will break this down, and we'll break the thing we're standing on. And now it's time to move on to the next step, for which you are going to need stone fence foundations. You'll need at least 4 of them, and you'll need some pillars to go along with that. I've got these on the 7th and 8th spots. So this is a really important part, guys. We're going to have stone walls all along here. Now, when you place fence foundations, you end up with some weird snap points. Now, whoops, speaking of, so let's go ahead and take this out. The idea of our foundations here is to get pillars on the corners of this build. So go ahead and take that out. Try and get a foundation to line up, a fence foundation to line up right on the edge of this foundation. Let me try that again. Idiot. The hell. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and break these 2 down here, because they are only going to mess us up if I can. Alright, give me a sec, guys. Okay, so now that that's in place, you're going to want to go ahead and place a pillar here. Before you continue, guys, taking out this fence foundation will make that pillar break, so we need to leave it here. Go ahead and see if you can find a way to make the walls line up, because its instinct is going to be to snap like that, where you get some really weird points, and it's sat back from the rest of the wall. So play around with this. I have found that by looking at the pillar, or trying to look at the pillar, adjusting your view, you can find a spot where this will snap. Like so. So make sure you can do that, otherwise I would take out the fence foundation and replace it until you can get something that looks like this. You don't want that weird thing lining up. So now that that's in place, I'm going to do the same thing on all the corners, and I'll show you what we're going to do once we have these. So with that in place, go ahead and place pillars, and on the corners you're going to want to go too high, and if you're up from the ground like me, go ahead and sink that one right into the sand. Like so, and we'll take this one up another notch, and then there will be some snap points, guys, right in the middle. Now the ones in the middle are actually snapping off these pillars here, so they're not quite dead center, but take the one that looks the most dead center, sink it down to the earth, and then go one higher than, that won't go any lower? Okay, go one higher than your other pillars. So go one here and one here, and we're going to do that on both ends. I will go do this end, guys, and then I will come back with you. Alright guys, so this is what we should be looking at. The next step is an important one. You are going to want a stone door frame here. Now it's up to you, you can put it anywhere you want. I like putting mine on the same side, and we'll go right there. And then this main level, go ahead and fill in the rest of this first level with walls, stone walls, until you have surrounded the whole place, and I'll come back and then we're going to add more Adobe window frames. Alright guys, welcome back. We are almost at the end. My man Arahli is floating around here. I gave him access to the server so he can do some fun builds anytime he sees fit. One of my pals from the Molten Iron server over there, full of all those great YouTubers. We are almost at the end of the walls, and I wanted to show you my technique for getting that last one in place perfectly. So here where we have the fence foundations, I found the trick is to just keep looking away, and looking away until right before you lose your snap point, right before it goes red like that, you will find the right one, and everything will be in line. So before you continue, guys, make sure all your walls line up like this, otherwise it'll start to mess up your next level. So I'm going to get myself up here, and then the next step is window frames. So go ahead in here and flip one, and you're going to do this for the whole second level. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you're flipping them so that you get the outer texture on the inside, and when you're done, come back. Yeah, right. Every time I do a build, it's right in front of a stupid white drop. Okay, here we go, guys. We've got the entire... Oh, shoot. Okay, go ahead and add ramps at this point if you need to get in and out of your place. This is what your second level should be looking like. Then this part is easy, and it's one you guys know. You shouldn't have to flip these because they're locking to the window underneath. But go ahead and place your sloped walls, and these are going to be the supports for our roof. Just make sure the textures match, and you really shouldn't have any problem if you properly flipped everything the first time around. So go ahead and do this and this, and I think that does it for this step, guys. We're going to move on to the next step. Alright guys, the time has come to roof this place in. Before we continue, I actually want to give us an easy way in and out of this pen. Once you've got everything underneath, it starts to become a problem, so go ahead and place a hatch frame wherever you think would be convenient for you. Oh, that's weird. That is super weird. Okay, I think that's gonna work, and I will place a ladder off there. Can I place a ladder on the side? I can never place it where I want it. Alright, that didn't help, so go ahead and place this here, and now you should have an easy way in and out of this Tapejara nest, which is pretty cool. So let's open those up. We'll take a step down, and now it's time to roof the place in. I went with Adobe roofs, and I think it's integral to do the Adobe roofs. What the heck is that? Is that my Tapejara? Oh, maybe Arahli's right next door here. What the heck? Alright, sounds good. We're going to put these pieces up top. I wouldn't mess around with another roof, guys, because if you are building in Scorched Earth, as I'm guessing you are, this is a big Adobe build, you're going to need this to actually keep proper insulation for your upper level. So I wouldn't mess around with alternative roofs. Just go ahead and place these in until you get to the end. And I think you're going to need 12 total sloped roofs for this step. And the place should be looking pretty good after this step. Obviously, we have a few more things to do, but if you back up, it's starting to get a good feel to it. It's starting to look actually a lot like that one if the stupid white drop wasn't in front of my build again. Oh, is he going to try my nest? Try it out, dude. Try it out. Oh, maybe he's not doing that. Okay, so give me a sec, guys. I'm going to come back, and we're going to do the next step. All right, guys, so it's still looking like that. If you need it now, I would go ahead and add a ramp right there. And now what we're going to do is the inside. So before you move on to another step, I'm going to want you to stand right here, just on the inside of your door. Place another door frame, and I'll try and snap it to the one I'm standing on, like so. And we'll do the same thing with a window frame right next to it. And these will be not only your entrances, but they're going to give you access to your basement. And then this last spot, actually, let's grab a solid wall, and we'll do the same thing right here. So, oops, like that. So this is what we should be looking like. I'm going to go ahead and take this one out because it's extra, like that. And we're going to go do the same thing on the other side so that we have two ways in. Now, if you want, guys, you could just put the ceiling right up to here, and this door could enter directly into the basement, and I'll give you a ramp up to the first floor, the second floor, and basement level. Let's just get ourselves set up, like I said, with the same. So I'll do a door frame here. We'll do a window frame here. And you can tell it's facing the right way if the baseboards line up, that little strip of wood at the bottom. And then for our wall, we'll do the same thing down here. So perfect. So that's what we should be looking like. Now, ramps. And you can snap a ramp to this wall. Perfect, and we'll go do the same on the other side. And then the next step is actually super easy, guys. Just ceilings. Ceilings all over the frickin' place. So let's go ahead, place an Adobe ramp. Oh man, you are glitching. Just place it, and then once you're up here, don't go right over the edge. You're going to want to grab your ceilings. Now, I've got those on my first. Whoops. Get the hell out of here. And this build's coming together fast, guys. I think this might be the last step. I'm trying to remember if there's more after this or if this is it. So just go ahead, spam in these ceilings, fill in every spot, and this is going to be your second level, your main level, really. I'm considering the first one a basement, and I'm considering, whoops, be careful where you're snapping things. Don't be an idiot like me, because you'd waste materials. So that's it. All right, let me have a quick look, and I will see what is left to do. Alright, there is one more step, guys. This one is purely decorative, but I think it really works. Now, this is a technique I've used when building cool stone houses in the past, but take your stone railings, you can snap them right to the top of this wall above the windows, and it's sort of, I don't know, it gives this a sturdier, more castle-like feel to it. I don't know, I might be crazy, but that totally works for me. And there are a lot of colors that if you paint them in stone and you paint the Adobe, they match really well. Cantaloupe being my favorite. I did that on my base on the Iron Mine server, where I know my man Arahli from. And by the way, I know he's not really in this video, he just flew by, but I'll link his channel in the description. One of my good buddies and another Ark YouTuber, so if you're looking for more content than I can give you and all those Pooping Evolved guys can give you, check out my man Arahli. And that's it, guys. That is the final step. I'm going to go grab the Tapejara from the first version of the house. We will do a flyby, check this place out, and we'll land it. We'll land it right in there. Let's go. Alright guys, that is it. Take a look. I am super impressed with the way this build turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. If you want to build this in your world, it really isn't going to be that hard. You just need a spot with a long enough flat area to put down all these foundations, and the rest comes pretty easy. This isn't a crazy labor intensive build. I like it a lot, guys. And it gives you a total living area, a basement for storage. I'm gonna go third person here and try and set us down right in there. If you don't know, the Tapejara can descend with C, and I like to park it in the corner opposite my hatch frame, and we'll go ahead and close the grande hatch frame trapdoor thing, and we'll climb down here to the main floor. So this is it, guys. It's only 1 story high in the middle here, but these areas are higher, so you could totally include some storage. You can put railings along this edge and large storage containers up against it. You can have your forges, your smithy. Oh, are you following me? You ought to just sit down. So if you do find a way, because I got stuck, guys, trying to climb up here. My Tapejara was in the way, so I couldn't climb and I couldn't ride. So I just have it follow me, and then it moves, and then it'll land. So it's good right there. That's Nessa. She's a cutie. All right, so this is the place, and you do have the basement. The basement is where I would store the rarely used stuff, the stuff that you don't need to come down for all the time. You can put a ton of your crafting stations and things like that down here. I like it, guys. I would hope that you guys build this in your worlds. If you do, remember to tweet at me. I am at UniteTheClans on Twitter, and I love when people share my builds when they do them in their worlds. I hope you will be one of those people. But this is it. This has been the stone and adobe house with the Tapejara nest. I really hope you like it, guys. My name is UniteTheClans. I do a lot of building tutorials, so at the end of the video, don't be afraid to click on one of those playlists. And if you're brand new and you want to subscribe, click on my handsome face. That does it for this one, guys. I will see you in the next one.